Welcome to Season 3 and Episode 6 of the Bridge to Kindness podcast. I'm Ron Smith. This is a monthly special edition of the Bridge to Kindness podcast called Good Guys Doing Good, courtesy of our friends at EPS. We are so thrilled to have with us today Caitlin Southworth from EPS and from Student Success Stores, Bree Losey, the Executive Director. So Bree, share with us more about the exciting history of the Student Success Stores.
In 2016, we had a couple AmeriCorps coworkers who had been in schools in various forms and saw that there were so many teachers, instructional assistants who were providing their hard-earned money to provide like an extra granola bar or to be able to make sure the kid had deodorant or maybe some meals for the weekend. And Nicole Hebert Ford, who is still on our board, she saw this kind of program or the system that was in the Carolinas where they kind of were like, oh, let's put a resource inside a store. So in 2016, the United Way had the Pitch to Ditch Poverty event. And so Jason and Nicole went and they pitched this idea that said, hey, we want to put a store inside of schools. And we are sitting here today because they won and we had our seed money. So in 2016, we opened up our very first store at Mifflin Middle School in Columbus City Schools. So in 2016, that started, and we're here in 2026, and we now have 17 stores.
Where do you feel you make the greatest impact?
It's tenfold in there. It's just removing this barrier off of the families. And for some of our kids, they might be the person who's kind of leading their household because mom and dad are doing what they can to support them. And so for this 7th or 8th grader who's like, oh no, I've got mac and cheese tonight. Like I've got Easy Mac that I got from the Student Success Store. We're good to go. Mom and dad weren't able to get my school supplies. I've got this. Or winter coats. We've got that too.
Can you share with us how a student qualifies to receive what you have available?
This is 100% free to any student who needs it. We don't do so. Like that's a very big question we always get asked. Is like what PBIS points or how much does it cost per student? If it is inside of a student's building, they have access to it. We work with the administration in the building. We have what's called an opt-out form. And so at the beginning of the year, we provide that to every student. The school does. And so the only way that we would get it back is if a parent says, no, I do not want this. So if they don't turn it back, they have full access. And we have what we call our caring adult model. So we have school partnership ambassadors who come in, like that are our staff that are coming in and shopping with the students. So most of our schools do that. I think 12 of our 17 use that. If not, it is the wonderful support staff of the building. So whether it's a teacher who is our school champion or a school counselor or school social worker, they are shopping with the students throughout the week. So various ways for kids to sign up. Each building, it varies. We found that when we did it with the caring adult model, there became this sense of belonging. Like they had someone that they felt comfortable enough with in the most vulnerable space.
What are some of the results that you've seen as a result of doing this work?
The things that we really focus in on, the self-confidence piece. We do a survey 3 times a year for our students and our staff and our administrators. Increase self-confidence in class. So the increased self-confidence, increase of sense of belonging. And what we've really been working on as a result of those 2 things happening is increasing their attendance.
Caitlin, how was EPS first introduced to Student Success Stores?
When I went online to look for school drives, they popped up.
And Caitlin, you as the staff at EPS have had an opportunity to take part and help and contribute to this effort as a staff.
So for our Good Guys Doing Good for the month of August, we are doing a drive, and they sent us a wish list along with links to their Amazon wish list and other donation forms. We are doing a drive through August 21st with our staff. And then I believe I'm going out the following week and dropping off the donations.
How would you describe how working at Student Success Stores has impacted you and even your family?
I have always wanted to work with students. And I think for me, it fills that hole because I knew that there was something more that I could be giving back to.
What are ways that people can engage and get involved with Student Success Stores?
Oh, let me tell you, there are many different ways. So we always have various volunteer events, whether that's helping out at our warehouse or going into our stores and making sure our stores are put together. We do a lot. So like these last 2 weeks, we've built 4,000 kits with various community partners and corporate partners. And then in like November, we will pack every single one of our schools will get 50 meal food bags. So we always have large events where people can bring food and we can pack those food bags. And so that is always like, we always have volunteer events, but donation drives is always a really big space to get involved. We rely very heavily on in-kind donations. So in-kind donations, and then we also offer, we accept monetary donations. We are about to launch what's called our Orange Collective. So we are trying to engage more individual donors. So being able to monthly give, and we have 3 different categories where people can commit a monthly amount where it is most comfortable for them, but it is giving back very specifically to our community that we serve.
Kits are a vital part of what you hand out, and there are different kinds of kits that you distribute. You have a very powerful story of how even the simplest of things can make the greatest difference.
Kits have become one of the most powerful pieces I think that we do, because we're not just in those stores, but we are exposed to everyone in the community, and kind of not only are we sharing what we do and our mission, but we are still impacting there. And it was the 3rd day that we've done the kits, and we are at the Hilltop Library. And this little girl came up and she got a hygiene kit and a school supply kit. Kids love the school supply kits because they have the headphones and they have the mechanical pencils. But the hygiene kit has two individual laundry detergents, 4 toothbrushes, a large thing of toothpaste, and shampoo, conditioner. And she came up to me and she goes, "I don't have to share anymore." And I go, what do you mean? Like, we always want to share, like you're talking to a 2nd grader. And she goes, "I don't have to share my toothbrush anymore. Like, I don't have to share it with my brothers. I now get to have my own toothbrush. Thank you." And for a 2nd grader to share that with me, one was, I don't know, brave of her to share, but like my heart, like I went speechless for a moment because my heart dropped, but was so happy at the same time because we made that possible. But there's just so much, I would have never known that unless we engaged with that young lady in that space. But I just felt like this is why we're doing what we're doing. This is why we are here.
Caitlin, as we wrap up our time together today, you have a very profound way of looking at kindness with the work that each month that you do as an organization to bless through your volunteerism.
It's the small things sometimes. People think, oh, I have to donate, these really expensive items, or, I have to volunteer these multiple hours to an organization. And it's just a toothbrush or an hour of your time to help make an impact in somebody's life.
Thanks, Caitlin. That brings to a close this edition of the Bridge to Kindness podcast.